So I remember when I attended PACE, I was scared at first because I went to PACE for being bullied. And, all the girls, it was all girls school. So I was like, why would you put me with the same people who are bullying me? But I built relationships and I ended up, the most memorable time I had is that PACE took me to Disney World. So I got 100% attendance because I had some truancy stuff, and they took me to Disney World, and it was my first time at Disney. Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I want to know what's on your mind. The world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Well, I am super excited and delighted to have you here, Miss Kristel Avilus.
I'm so happy to be here. You just don't know. I'm so excited.
The new executive director of PACE Center for Girls. So tell us a little bit about PACE. And I know you just mentioned about being a PACE girl yourself, but kind of your journey here in terms of making it to executive director.
So it has been one of the most rewarding journeys of my life. I'm a mom of 6, so that says a lot. But I went to PACE in a time. PACE is a place that is transformational. It is a place that you come in and you feel the energy. Like there is just an energy of support, and it's a safe place. And a lot of girls don't feel safe, no matter what their circumstances are. It's just a crazy time in their life and an unpredictable time, and they just need an extra layer of just support and love. And that's what we offer. I mean, we have counseling, we have the academics. Girls come to school from 8 in the morning until 2.
Okay.
So they get regular traditional school, their core subjects, but they also get their individual counselor. So someone to talk to about anything.
Okay.
And those are licensed therapists that talk to them and just go through little girl issues and big girl issues and medium girl issues, all the things that girls entail.
Indeed. And so what ages do you serve?
12 to 18.
All right. And do you have a maximum number in terms of a cap?
Yes. So
Okay.
we serve 70 girls. Sometimes we go a little over.
Okay.
But 75 is where we absolutely have to stop for space.
Okay. And how does a girl get referred to PACE?
So a lot of it is word of mouth. A lot of it is principals, guidance counselors, somebody identifying that something has happened in this girl's life, that they just need an extra layer of support to be successful in school.
Gotcha.
So the thing that we struggle with the most is the perception of PACE in the community. A lot of people feel it's a bad girl's school, it's a pregnant girl's school, it's all these other things, and it's their last chance. And a girl comes in feeling that way, because as a girl myself, I came in feeling like, oh, I've hit rock bottom, this is it. Like everyone has given up on me. But it's not their last chance, it's their chance.
Okay.
So we try to reframe that image and that perception, especially in the community when people see the PACE girls and they say, oh, what you did to get there. That's not the ideal approach for them.
Okay. So it's not the place for the bad girls.
Exactly. No.
Okay.
No. It's just for girls who need an extra layer of support, as I said, and they learn differently. Smaller classroom environments, 8 to 14 in a classroom.
Okay.
And they've been through something, or they're just in this phase of their life where they just need something else than traditional school. And the goal is to transition them back to their own school. But I look at it like a little pit stop, like in NASCAR, where they zoom, 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 we just fix you up and keep you going.
I like that thought process.
Yes.
Now you are a licensed clinical social worker.
Yes, I am.
And was it your PACE experience that maybe prompted you to go into that field?
Yes. So I took a sabbatical a little bit from school.
Okay.
And I opened a black-owned transportation company here in town, the first one.
Okay.
Discount Transportation. And then from there, I let my husband kind of lead the way there, and I went back to school. And I know that, like, the community, the Tallahassee community, I love Tallahassee. The Tallahassee needed someone like that I had when I was a PACE girl. So I went back for social work, and I just kept going. And I did my internships at PACE.
And I started as the Spirit of Girls teacher, which is like a group counseling class. And then I went to intake transition. Then I went to social service manager. And my last position before this one was program director.
Wow.
So yeah, I've definitely used my skill set to help back, pay it forward.
Wow, that is special.
Yeah.
What makes PACE the special place that it is?
I think it's the team. Definitely, our team is amazing. I mean, they give 125%. And I think that it's knowing, like, we speak girl. And I know that probably sounds, peculiar in a way, but we speak girl. Like, we can identify, especially myself. I can look at them and you feel lost. You feel alone. Like, come here. Sometimes it's just a touch. It's just a hug. It's just like, what happened to you? So not what's wrong with you,
right,
but what happened. So I think it's our approach. It's the approach we take.
Absolutely. No, I like that. What happened to you?
Yeah.
So I consider myself to be a mental health advocate. And, we're seeing a lot in the community now, especially with our young people, especially amongst Black and brown youth. We're seeing suicide rates go up and things of that nature. Do you all have those types of conversations with your girls, regarding, mental health and wellness and maybe even suicide?
Yes, we have assemblies, but we also have one-on-one conversations. We do a risk assessment when a girl comes in. And out of 70 girls, I'll tell you right off the top of my head, 61 of them said they do not have someone other than family that they can talk to or that they feel safe. And that's so important because sometimes the dark, ugly stuff, you don't want to tell mom. You don't want to tell dad if they're available. They have so much going on. We're in a day and age where mom's working 2 jobs to try and so you don't have to say, hey, this really sucky thing happened to me. This really ugly thing happened and I feel alone. So to have someone to say, hey, let me check in on you. So sometimes they're not going to initiate that conversation, especially when it comes to suicide and being a gatekeeper for suicide. So all my staff is trained on suicide and the tips, what to look for on social media. So we get the girls to add us on social media. We have a PACE page, we add us. And when we see the videos, and we reach out. So we'll pop up at the house, we'll pull up. So I think it's that, knowing that, oh wait, there's this level of accountability and support that I didn't think I had or needed.
So what does the staff at PACE do to self-care? Because they are taking on listening to the issues of the girls. So how does maybe you or the team ensure that they, are taking care of themselves? Yeah,
it is very important because we know burnout is real and countertransference is real. When you're hearing these things, they're heavy. Yeah. They're heavy. If you're licensed, if you're not licensed, they're heavy stuff. So what we do is encourage time off. I encourage, hey, you look heavy today, take a long lunch. So a lot of encouragement from supervisors, from myself. Sometimes I hold meetings and I say, go and do something in self-care and send me a picture. That's the meeting today. So really making that the forefront, checking in with them, having meetings. Food is always a great comfort.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a great comfort, but ensuring that if I can be a gifter of time for my team, they give me so much. I can call them at 3 a.m. to help me with a girl and they'll come. So if you need to take a long lunch with your husband or your wife or your significant other, do that. Okay. So I think just making sure that is a priority for the supervisors, I think it trickles down. So I ask them sometimes on their one-on-one, how have you been self-caring? What's going on with you?
That's good. That's good.
So that's how we start.
Yeah, check in with them in that way. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, have you had any PACE girls to come back to the school to share their stories, maybe to encourage your current students?
Yes, so we do have a lot of girls that come back. We have our Ask event on March 9th, and we have 2 alumni speakers that are coming to speak about their experience here at PACE Leon. But we've had some PACE Palm Beach have come to work at PACE. So I'm not the only alumni to come back and give back and work. And we have teachers on staff that were alumni as well. So they do come back. The girls need to see that. They need to see themselves. So I remember being a PACE girl and coming in and seeing all the degrees on the wall. And I said, I'll never be this little dyslexic girl from, a third world country. I'll never be that. And I owned that in that moment. And I think hearing them say, I was you. You know, I walked your shoes. I was 15 and pregnant. I did all that. So, you know, having them to hear that and see it, you know, you only see what's around you. So having to expose them to other alumni who are successful, is powerful.
So what would you say to a girl that's feeling all of the things that you've expressed now, you know, in terms of maybe feeling defeated or unloved or undesirable or unwanted? What would you say to encourage her?
I think as cliche as it's probably going to sound, I would say this too will pass. Like I would say, get with someone who's going to support you through this, and this too shall pass. Like you're not alone. Like think of a time that you felt almost as bad as you do right now and how you got through that. So I think sometimes just you get down and low and you count yourself out, but I think you just remember a time that you were as low and you got out of it.
Wonderful.
And knowing that resources like, you know, PACE exist.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, do you all connect the girls with other resources in the community?
Yes, definitely. We work with Oasis Center a lot, especially parent support. We do parent groups and stuff, but not as much as other agencies. We Girls on the Run. So we do a lot of partnerships. We encourage partnerships because wraparound services is good. Another layer of support can only benefit the girl even more when she transitions to her own school. So what we don't want is we transition her and she's not ready. And those risk factors, her environmental risk factors come back up, her peers, you know, encourage her to do things, and we don't have another layer. So we always try to do support groups from the community.
That's awesome. Glad to hear that. I'm a big fan of collaboration and, you know, folks working together and not so much in silos. But, you know, I think we get more done when we are able to do that. So that's awesome. Now, PACE is statewide or is
so it's national. They have 23 centers. I think 21 in Florida, 1 in Macon, 1 in North Carolina, 1 in South Carolina. So they're branched off about 3 years ago to out of Florida. So yeah, you'll see them on the highways and stuff when you pass Orlando, but a lot of people think it's Tallahassee, but no, PACE is
it's national. Okay, good deal. And in terms of, I guess, the goal and mission, it's just to help, you know, young ladies to be successful in life.
Right. It's through education, advocacy, and job training. So making sure that we may not catch them with the education. We're a prevention program. So sometimes we don't. My biggest, I guess I'd say hang up is that sometimes I wish I'd have got them a little earlier, just 6 months ago, a year ago. But sometimes we get them when they're closer to intervention than prevention. But so we are a prevention program trying to give them the skill set they need to just be successful and be the best version of themselves.
Very good. Now, what is Kristel's legacy, or what are you hoping your legacy is as executive director of PACE Center for Girls, Leon?
Well, that's a good question. I'm hoping to reach more girls. I want to expand our program. I eventually would want a bigger building. There's a need for it. We have a waiting list currently, so there is a need for PACE. We have 3 programs, so Transition, Day, and Reach. So Reach is where you don't have to come to PACE for education purposes. You just need a therapy. You just need somebody to come into the home. We offer that for absolutely nothing. So it's free. So my thing is to expand the perception and reframe the perception of PACE to the community so we can all work together to help our youth. Because, you know, as you said, together we do more. So that is my legacy, is to reach more girls. Because there's more girls that need us out there.
I love that. Yes. Now, what is the best advice that you have received or given? Either or.
The best advice I've received is to know when to exit. That is the best advice I've ever received in my life. And I received it from Whoopi Goldberg about a month ago, more than 2 months ago on my birthday. And she said to me, know when to exit the room, the party, the relationship, the job, know when to exit. So many times we're like, well, we just stay a little longer, and you waver, and don't waver on you. Like, know when to exit, know when it's time to pivot, exit, all of that.
Absolutely. Wow. That's great.
Yes.
So as we prepare to end this conversation, just any final parting words that you would give to young ladies out there who may be struggling?
Any reach out, call us, call any organization in town that deals with women and girls, but call somebody. Try one more thing first, like, because you're worth it.
I love it. You're worth it. And thank you for just sharing what you do and who you are with us today. I really appreciate that.
Yes, I appreciate being here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
My pleasure. And thank you all for joining us on Conversations with Nicole, where we are connecting the community through conversations.